folks, Pin Tickler here. I have so many different people ask me all the time, and then so many newbies ask all the forums I'm on, how do I do this? How do I get into lockpicking, smithing, and sporting? And so we've all been saying for a while that we want a video that kind of encapsulates all the information we need to know and break it down a little bit. Well, I got 15 minutes to do that, so let's get through everything I can possibly impart upon you. First off, we're going to start off with some rules. Number one, don't pick locks that are in use because you can break them, right? And people have done it to their door locks and they've broken them and had to have a locksmith come out and chew their ass and then tear their door apart just to get their lock out or drill it out. You're going to destroy the lock. Number two, do not pick anything that's not yours. Why? Because it may be illegal. Even if you have permission, always get written permission so you can show the proper authorities. Number three, the legality of lockpicking is a little shaky. A lot of places like Minnesota, where I live, do not have lockpicking laws, which means at any point you can be put under anything for anything. If I have lockpicks on when I'm getting a speeding ticket, they can say, those are lockpicks. I'm going to get you in trouble for having possession of burglary tools. Although it technically isn't illegal, there's no law in the book governing that it is legal. So therefore, the local municipality has, dictation over the law over that. So be careful. There's only one state that I know of, and that has been widely known for a while, is Tennessee, where you cannot own, possess, or purchase lockpicks without being a certified locksmith or an apprentice. Now, don't get caught using lockpicks, for any nefarious purposes, or people are going to get mad anyways. Just don't do it. It's bad. As for locksmiths themselves, approaching a locksmith is hit or miss, because some think that we're either trying to take their job, steal their secrets, or just use lockpicks for nefarious purposes. Now, as lock sporting gets bigger, that stigma is going away, but it's still there. And unfortunately, there's a lot of a-holes who have their own private little shop. So be careful, be courteous, and be respectful when approaching these individuals looking for information, locks, or anything else you may need, their services. Now, on to resources, where I get my locks and where I get my lockpicking information. I'm going to start off with the Facebook, YouTube, and Reddit. So Facebook is lockpicking, just a big group, over 2,000 members in it. Great picking group. Then you have LPLS, lockpicking, lock sporting. And then you have lock sporting, just lock sporting. I'm in 5 different groups with that. And there's a bunch of other groups. Pin Tickler Picking and Reviews, my group. It's private, like all the rest of the groups. Then you have YouTube, so you can go to mine, Pin Tickler. Also, Frosty901_, great guy, one of my good friends. Tony S. Locks out of the UK, and I believe he also speaks French and Spanish, if I'm not mistaken. So you can learn a lot from him, or any other resources like Bosnian Bill and locklab.com. Onto the websites, it would be Locklab's a good one. LockWiki. They'll explain locks and how they work and who made them and who makes them currently and who made them in the past. Lockpicking 101, they have open forum for people to learn a little bit, and then a little bit higher, you got to be a member and all and prove you're not going to use it for bad purposes. And then R on Reddit, r/lockpicking, lock sporting, or tool, TOOL, 3 O's. And those are good places. I'm Pin Tickler on Reddit as well. And then for sites I personally go to buy stuff, it would be number one, Peterson Lockpicks, or thinkpeterson.com. Sparrow's Lockpicks, which is in Canada. Peterson's in New York. Lockpicks.com, which is out of Akron, Ohio, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Very good place. I order from them all the time. Lockpick World, I've had a couple issues with them out of Florida, but they always make things right, so they're good in my book. And then Vigilant Gear out of Houston, Texas. They're they sell Sparrows gear and some other stuff, and they're a good place. I've used them, didn't have any problems. I bought a Monstrum from them, as a matter of fact. And then we have pick suppliers themselves, which you can find on Facebook or the web. Never go to the dark web for any kind of lockpicking information or lockpicks, because that's usually a bad place to go in general. First up on the list is my good friend, Aaron David McNeese, and the only reason I'm using his name is because it is specifically tied to his lockpicking business, Coyote Mountain. He is the king under Coyote Mountain. He will make you a personal set of Skelepicks. He uses stainless, and he uses carbon steel. Yeah, spring steel, carbon steel. And he'll make you whatever design you want. Just please be respectful. He's a very good businessman, a very good personal friend, and I love his guts, man. Good guy. And then you can go to Scott M. Barrett, who I have not personally used, but even Bosnian Bill did a review on his picks. He goes from 13 thousandths all the way to 26, I believe. And he's an amazing artist, and he is backed up right now because he doesn't believe in cutting corners. Dude is amazing. But order when you can. That's rareelementlockpicks.com and Coyote Mountains on Facebook, in case you were wondering. Then you have people like Rat Yoke. Literally, that's the name of the business, Ratyoke. No space, no hyphen, no nothing. But that's like $100 a pick, and I'm not kidding. I've never seen anything less than $99. As for production picks, there's some I don't like and some I do like. Number one I don't like would be Dino. I bought a set of these a few years ago thinking, hey, why not? 41 bucks of trash. That's what it is. That's the only pick brand I specifically do not recommend other than Honest sells some pretty crappy products. Any Chinese picks or anything you get off Amazon in the United States. Amazon has Sparrows and stuff in the UK, lucky bastards. And then, across the pond, if you want to get a nice set, I hear I'm getting my first set of multi-picks in today. Not to be confused with multi-locks. They're from Germany, so if you're in the German area of things, go check out multi-pick. As for the UK lock pickers, they're a super good site, super good people, and I believe they run LPLS on Facebook. I cannot recommend those guys higher. From never having ordered from them, I've never heard of a single bad review from them. So you go, guys. Also, UK Bump Keys, which I believe has Lockpick World as their subsidiary in Florida. Those guys are good guys to go through. I've never ordered through them. And I've never heard anything about people ordering through them, but as I've had dealings with their American subsidiary, I believe they are a trustworthy company. But I would go to UK Lockpickers. As for my personal set, I have a lot of Petersons I'm doing reviews on. I only use hook picks, but I have a huge set. Now, we're going to go through Sparrows and Peterson all in one, kind of. So, Peterson, you'll notice that they have a few profiles that I really like. And these are these are my two go-to, the front two. You'll see a hook number 1, and then a Peterson Reach and a Peterson Gem. Those are the 3 picks you need. That's it. I also have them in 18 thousandths instead of 25 thousandths. And then 15 thousandths would be their blue handles. You'll also see the hook number 2, 3, and 4, and then some Bogotas, some rake picks, 2, 3, and 4 Bogotas, because I'm doing reviews on all those. Then you'll see the Wonder Waves, which are my recommendation. If you see Wonder Waves, C4, 5, 6, and 7 on Peterson, those are good things to grab. Then you have their L rakes, long ripples, and then you have their ripple rakes, which there's 4 each in those sets. Then over here, we got some higher reach, and then I have another really good pick. This is one of the 4 I would recommend, is a DeForest Diamond, or an offset hybrid from Sparrows, but it's a little shorter. This is the 4th best pick you can get, in my opinion. Well, 3rd. The Reach would go after this. Then I have some Sparrows. You'll have their short hook. Now, you'll notice that these Peterson are a lot thicker than the Sparrows. And Sparrows has some thinner tips on them, which makes it a little harder to feel pins. But they are still very good picks. They are made out of 301 cold max steel. Peterson's made out of 420 stainless steel, so a lot more durable, also a lot thicker. As for tension wrenches, you'll see stuff that looks like this. These are a couple different sizes, but what I recommend out of Sparrows is the heavy bar set. It's $5.95, so $6, and you get a .05, .050, and .040, which is 50 thousandths and 40 thousandths for top of keyway tension. Then you'll see single-sided picks like this, which is a bottom of keyway tension wrench, the Flexi. And then you'll see double-sided ones, like Peterson has a $4 one that I highly recommend. But as for just getting started in the lockpicking, go grab a Sherman case. That's what this is. It is from Sparrows. It says it right there. It's black, no special adornments, $12.50 for all these tools. It's amazing. This is like $300-400 worth of tools in here. And I can fit them all in here because I have such a nice case that is durable, portable, and it has a zipper on it so I won't lose my stuff. Very good set. So that's $12.50 plus the level 1 tension set, which is $8.95. Canadian dollars. The heavy bar set, which is $6.95, and then 3, 4, 5 picks from Sparrows with handles, $5.75. Without is $4.75. And I would recommend getting the handles, but those are, that's about $48 to get started into lockpicking. And then go over to Think Peterson. You can get all these cool, like the hook number 1, which I recommend. Hook number 1, gem, DeForest Diamond, and Reach. You can get those for $3 a pick in the white handles, which is a little bit, it's $10.95 carbon steel, so spring steel. You can get a lot of good stuff for a lot of good prices around if you know where to shop. The biggest thing is people don't know where to shop. Now, onto the locks themselves, there's a few locks you don't want to mess with. Number 1 is training locks of any kind. I have one it was sent to me as a gift. Thank you, by the way, lockpicks.com, for giving me a little giveaway. But I don't like these locks because they train you to look at the lock rather than tactily feel. You want tactile reaction. That and cutaway locks, bad locks. Next set is the master locks, numbered locks. This is the number 5, this is the number 3. The reason we don't like these locks is because there's no feedback in them. It's just mushy guts. And you can't feel what you're doing, so I wouldn't buy them. They're a waste of money. Now, they do make a good lock called the Master M5, which is standard pins, so very good for learning SPP, single pin picking, and it's great. I love this lock. Everybody should own one. After you get that lock down, you can start moving to security pins already, regardless of what anybody tells you, because they're full of crap. The Master 570, it has no spring tension, and it says 570 right there. Nice little core in there. And it has a few spool pins in it, which is security pins. And you start getting through this, and you can look, and I have videos on that lock. A lot of other people do. It's a good lock to jump into next. Then we have the Abus Titanium 64 or 80 TI50. 80 is the series, 50 is the lock body width. That's how you tell what Abuses are. And then we have a 6440. These are both also spool pins, easy to pick for advanced pickers. Not so easy for newbies, so this is your lock training regimen you need to get on. The reason I picked these, again, good feedback on this one, not so much on the little one. So the M5, the 570, and then the Abus TI 80 TI50. After you get those spool pins down, these are all under $20, by the way. It's $11, $13 for the Abus, $11 and $12 for the Abus 1100 and 5200. Same core, same everything on the inside. These are where you get into serrated pins. Now, after you get into serrated pins, I would expand a little bit. You can get some Euro locks, which are thinner keyways. I would recommend the Abus E60 and E90. They're harder to pick, and after you get done with those serrated pins out of the American locks, that's going to be your next step up. Then you can get some interchangeable core locks, the 83 AL45. Yep, Abus. You can put different kind of cores in them. Not this one specifically, this is for different locks, but this is the next step up from, getting some Euro locks, would be a double shear line, one to pick to control, which means to open the lock and all the guts in it, and one just to pick it open is the other shear line. This is $37. The first lock in this whole area, that's over $20. Great lock if you're getting into it. After you go through that, you'll find some other locks, but then you're going to go to top tier stuff. Or this is legitimately the medium of the spectrum because there's a lot harder locks to pick. ASA. We have ASA Abloy. They have a couple different companies. They have a Sargent up top and a Medco, mechanical design company from America, and Sargent from America. Both manufactured and made by ASA Abloy now because they bought all these other companies out. Then you got stuff like Multilock, which is out of Israel, made by Asa Abloy. You'll tell the difference because they're dimple picks. They have picks on the side, and you'll see them because they're set on the side instead of up and down. Dimple locks require dimple picks at the higher levels. That's a regular pin tumbler key like we always see. Then we have wafer keys, double-sided wafers. And then sometimes you'll see something like this Medco key where it has like cuts going left and right. Those are for keys you actually have to rotate, or pins you actually have to rotate while you're in the lock. So there's a lot of stuff to go into lock picking. My biggest advice is to talk to people, ask questions before you buy. Anyways, I'm out of time. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, feel free to inbox me. Have a great day.